Now, this lesson is also very important because I get this question all the time, like, isn't skills trump everything else? Like, if you have a good skill set, do you need all this stuff? Do you need a grading studio, blah, blah, blah? Yes, you do. That is the difference between professionals and amateurs, because can you work on a laptop? Absolutely. Can you grade on a laptop screen? Absolutely. Should you? No, you shouldn't, because all the things that go into a proper setup is necessary, because when you're working on big projects, you have really tight deadlines and you don't have a lot of room to like take your time, deal with crashes, restart your computer, go get a cup of coffee. No, you have to be on the go. The trial and error phase only exists when you're working up to that professional level. And once you're working on high-end jobs, it's just go time. And that's why, think about why Apple charges so much money for their Pro line. An iMac Pro starts at, $6,000 and then goes up like all the way to like 10 or 12K. And it's because they're giving you a product that's enterprise level. And once you have that, you can just turn it on and then just go work. And I can attest to that because that's what I'm running right there. I have an iMac Pro that's around $10,000. And yes, it seemed like an investment, but I was able to pay it off in like a week and a couple of days. So then after that, it's all profit and it's just a peace of mind. And once I turn it on, I don't remember actually when was the last time I turned it off. So it's like it's always running. There's never any issues. I just get to work and I just work. I concentrate and put all my energy into creativity rather than troubleshooting stuff and figuring out what's going on and calling some IT help desk and figuring out the solution. It just works. That's another question that I get. Can I grade in any environment? Like if I have lights on, this and that? Again, yes, you can. Should you? You shouldn't, because when you get reflection on your screens, like the image looks different. And yes, you can rely on the scopes, but they're only telling you one part of the story. There's so much more to color grading than just being so technical and looking at the scopes and going so linearly. You kind of have to bring the heart into it, and it's the heart and the soul and the technical chops all put together to do the grade that you want to do. And that's why it's important to be in a properly lit environment. Color grading is all about taking out these variables that might cause some sort of uncertainty, because it's so subjective to begin with. And then you start tacking on these things that can like screw you up. That just makes the whole process so cumbersome and very ineffective. One of the things that you need to realize is that in color grading, accuracy is everything. The reason why you spend $5,000 or $6,000 on a 24-inch monitor that's only 1080p is because you're paying for the accuracy. The reason why you're spending hundreds of dollars on separate external scopes is because you're paying for that accuracy. The reason why you're buying OLED monitors than regular client monitor is for that accuracy and literally taking out the doubt, taking out the variables. Variability is a killer for a colorist. You want to be extremely certain, and that's why the equipment costs so much money. The more expensive it is, the better the accuracy of that equipment is going to be. And ultimately, it's going to save you time. It's going to make you effective. It's going to make you confident. And those are all the things that you need, especially if you have clients in-house. They really need to see everything in synchrony and not like one screen is giving you one result and the other one looks like something else. And even if you're working remotely, all these things are important. It ensures accuracy. Now, when you start grading projects on the regular, what you're going to realize is that you kind of will need multiple screens. So you will need at least one screen for your GUI where your DaVinci Resolve is going to be running or whatever. And then you're going to need an external monitor where you're going to be seeing your end results, what it's going to look like. And then not just that, you're going to be working with online footage, which is like the highest resolution footage that you got straight from your camera, which means bigger hard drives. And a lot of the times you're going to be using like RAID systems that are going to be sitting next to your desktop. You're going to need to have backup storage systems. So whatever you're working off of, your online storage needs to be backed up to something else. And sometimes you have like multiple redundancies. So like the way I work is that I have an online drive. Online drive is getting backed up to my local backup drive, which is getting backed up to my NAS, network storage. And that's how it rinses and repeats. Like, so every 12 o'clock at night, it, automatically makes those two backups, and then I have everything in 3 different places. So if any time I have a failure with one of my drives, I'm secure because I have the same data in 3 different places at all times. And that's one of those things that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I just need to say it because it does unfortunately matters. And that is, presentation goes a very long way. It really does. So for you to charge $1,500 a day, $2,000 a day, $2,500 a day or more, having a pretty rad looking studio, and not only just for the glitz and the glamour, but actually it can support and give you the highest performance for your specific pipeline. It's a win-win.